Hello friends on the channel VeritasForLife. I would like to offer you a video review of the second episode of the third season of Love, Death and Robots, the very pulse of the machine. I think this episode is the best science fiction of the entire show so far. The film is based on the science fiction short story of the same name by Michael Swanwick, which was published in 1999. He became Hugo Laureate in the short story category. In the same year, he won the Locus Award and won the Isaac Asimov magazine poll. Obviously, the quality of the film is not proven by the winning nominations. I like the film because it is very deep and cool. And I will try to explain you what depth I saw in the episode. First of all, I should mention that I deliberately didn't search for detailed information about the episode. I'm sure the verses and poems of the film provide even deeper clues, but I'm not familiar with the poetry used in the film, and I'm guessing neither are you. I believe that the film is absolutely self-sufficient, and I think the interpretation of the narrative seen in the film should be completely enough. The story tells about Martha Kivelson, whose lunar rover crashes on Jupiter's moon Io. If Kivelson is to survive, she must return to the spaceship landing site, which is 41 kilometers from the crash site. Kivelson makes a sled out of the rover parts and uses air from her dead partner's Berta's spacesuit before her air supply runs out. She has no energy, so she takes drugs. But the spacesuit computer system warns that drug causes hallucinations. On the other way, she hears a voice on the radio claiming to be Io, who is actually a machine using Barton's body to communicate. On the way, Kivelson sees strange objects as if shapeless bodies take on human form. The voice reports that Io's poles are connected to Jupiter's magnetic field and form a machine, the very pulse of which is seen on the Sulphur Lake. Io states that integrating into planet mechanism can grant her and Barton immortality. When asked why, Io answers that she wants to know her. Kivelson asks rhetorically, this is all hallucination of the dying or the possibility of immortality, and falls into the lake of sulfur, which is Io's living organic substance, as a result of which the entire planet emits magnetic impulse that connects to the artificial satellite. I agree, it is an extraordinary story and even more outstanding visual spectacle, but let's get back to the main point of the film and decide whether Kivelson visions are hallucinations. For this, we need to distinguish important details. The fact that the film is not a psychedelic trip or a banal hallucination is confirmed by the finale. Io does indeed emit a magnetic field and bind to the satellite, but that still doesn't invalidate the hallucination theory. In the film, there is a clear statement that the drug is hallucinogen, and it is after taking the drug that the main character hears Io's conversations and sees strange events. We can choose the banal theory that Kivelson is haunted by Goliath the astronaut and the rock formations of Io transferred into a woman's naked body, and Io tries to wake up Kivelson and get in the direct contact with her. Finally, the communication between the astronaut and Io creates a dilemma, because the visions were both real and contact. Maybe the film is about the astronaut doubting the reality of the contact because of the visions. The theory fits the narrative of the film exactly, but I offer more interesting theory that offers a bigger picture. Kivelson accidentally throws sulfurous sand on the dead Bartons to cover her mutilated face, and the sled scraped across the sulfur creates sparks, thus creating an electromagnetic connection to Burton's brain, which was still alive. As a result of taking over Burton's brain, Io begins to study human body. As Burton and Kivelson are women, the constructed figures are presented as naked women. After studying anatomy, Io rebuilds Burton's body and learns how to move it. And Kivelson sees the process of Io's cognition in the vision because after the initial dialogic communication, their contact deepened even more. Kivelson, struggling from lack of oxygen, is picked by a Burton as her body is fully connected to Io's mechanism. After bringing her to the sulfur lake, Burton dives into the lake and Io suggests that Kivelson join to her, so she can get to know her fully. Significantly, the name Io might be taken by the planet by learning the humans. Probably it didn't even have a name. After gaining identity, Io contacts the satellite. It's an amazing story, don't you agree? However, story remind me of Stanislaw Lem's Solaris. The novel refers to the hypothesis of dysfunctional God, which attempts to determine the inspiration of creation after man has come into the contact. On the other hand, in the movie, the planet is a living being, but it has no purpose, inspiration, or direction of thought. After contact with the woman, it takes a personal identity and becomes a living planet. By the way, such a hypothesis is seriously considered in astrophysics. We imagine a life form as a biological organism, although there is a possibility that the planets are living beings. This hypothesis is expressed about the ocean planets. Astronomy has promised that when we find the first such planet, we call it Solaris.